It's the SDG Podcast. Before we get started, you can check us out on the web at solutiondesign.com/podcast or find us on all the social medias, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Solution Design Group. Welcome to the podcast, gentlemen. Today we have Paul Waddell joining us.
Hey.
It's actually Weedell, isn't it?
It is, but
yeah. We have Peter Lawrence.
Lawrence
Peter Lawrence with us.
Yep.
And Elric Snyderman also joining us.
Howdy. Somebody I met at our clients told me that I'm just pronouncing my own last name wrong, so that's helpful.
Is it? So, it's Schneider, not Snyder.
It's Schneider. Like
Schneider.
You leave the R off because it's very really? German. He grew up in Germany, so I'm gonna give it to him because I did not. So I'm just going to assume that he knows what he's talking about.
But then you need the H on your end too, on your name, first name, right?
I like that.
Right,
Schneider. Yeah. Mr. Schneider. Thanks for joining us. And I'm Kyle Bacher. And today we're going to talk about movie tech and show tech that we wish was real, but is not. So, of course, lightsabers. Let's just get that one out of the way.
I would say it's the obvious go-to, but I also think how quickly would most people chop something off? Like almost immediately.
The lawyers would love it.
It's like Wolverine's claws. No thanks. I'm good. I don't need knives and hands.
So I was in a fitness class once, and they were talking about lightsabers and how like all the spinning and so forth, like the spinning that they do with the lightsaber, and then the instructor who's like, like a 10 out of 10 fit like black belt guy starts explaining the deep lore of the tech of lightsabers and how because of the way that they operate, they create some sort of magnetic field that makes them hard to just swing in a conventional way, which is why you have to spin them that way because of I don't know some backfill on the tech, which really just I think adds that if they work even in a more non-intuitive way, I think it would take most people all of seconds to just chop their leg off or their arm off or what have you.
My mother carves things out of wood, loons and whatnot, ducks. Mostly birds. And so on Christmas, I got her a set of really nice, like professional, whatever grade carving tools. And she cut her hand within like 3 seconds when she started using them. She didn't realize how sharp they were. So you mentioned some Tron stuff. Tron Legacy. Was that you?
Yeah, I mean there's some fun stuff on the grid, but I think the light cycles feel pretty useful. I mean, and even by extension, like I've always thought like having like a weapon seems neat in like those anything where it's like post-apocalyptic and everyone's got a sword on their back or whatever. But it also seems incredibly impractical to have some big weapon hanging on your back all the time. So the weapons that you can like manifest from nowhere seem like the right balance, and even more so like the motorcycles, I think they're called the light cycles in Tron, seem even better, where it's like a little stick the size of your hand. You just pull the two halves apart and poof, it becomes a motorcycle. Like that seems incredibly useful.
Yeah, those 90-degree right turns. You got to hope that it handles the inertia well. There was a show.
Just transfer directly into your brain cavity.
Yeah, there was like an early 80s show called Automan. And it was like, a Tron ripoff. And he was like a computer generated and had a computer generated car. And he made right angle turns. And he was fine, but his passenger, Des Arnaz Jr., would always smack into the window. So
I own the DVD for Automan.
Oh my Lord!
It does not hold up as well as you think it does.
It didn't hold up at the time. They canceled it after like 6 episodes. It was the same year that Manimal came out. Could not compete.
I guess we'll see with the light cycles too, because like I could argue that when you're on the grid, you're digital too. So like, I don't think that your tolerance for inertia matters.
Right.
But now, what I think next week they have the third one coming out, and they got light cycles in the real world now. So how's that going to work?
I have no
I think
idea,
it's going to
but
help
there's a lot of
your commute. It's going to be, especially with Minnesota's new laws about being able to split traffic with motorcycles.
That's true.
Just got to keep it down within a certain speed, I think. But I imagine they can do that.
Yeah, well, you take splitting to a new level because you can put the ribbon, like the laser behind you, and just cut the whole highway in half.
Yeah, I think our representatives maybe should revisit the language of that bill to make sure that people don't misinterpret it and start dividing vehicles.
I would buy another.
Great point, Eric.
Yeah, I would buy another motorcycle, but I'm kind of too big to lane split. I feel like I get stuck between the cars. So you mentioned weapons. There's a lot of weapons, futuristic weapons, phase plasma rifle with the 40-watt range.
I tried
all that stuff.
I tried to make a little like, well, what would you rather have? And then the weapons one is like it's a non-starter because it's, do you want a phaser? Do you want an M41A pulse rifle? Do you want a noisy cricket, or do you want a lightsaber? And there's an obvious choice there for 99% of people. Or does anybody here not want the lightsaber?
Yeah, I'll be the black sheep here. I don't want
Things
that.
are like overused, like in shows, like Doctor Who, with the sonic screwdriver that pretty much is a magic wand that does everything he wants it to do.
Yeah.
And like the nanotech, any helmet that like just pops out of the back of my neck and covers my head. Those things are overused, but they'd be kind of cool. Paul, you were going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was going to take the position that I don't want the lightsaber.
What is your weapon of choice then?
Oh, I'm more of a peaceful guy.
He's
I don't
a man of
need
peace.
a weapon. I want tools I want something that's practical that I can use. If I have to use it for hunting, maybe it's that pulse rifle. Maybe there's another way to, shoot something so I can consume its body as food. But I don't. I'll tell you why I don't like the lightsaber. I think we touched on this. I think they're dangerous. I'm not sure how easy they are to control. We talked about that.
Training, lots of training.
Tons of Jedi training. I'd have to be a Padawan for decades, I think.
Yeah,
right.
Before I could be competent, before I would feel confident slicing a sandwich with that thing. No, thank you. So that's why I say lightsaber, not the tool or weapon for me.
So you're more of so you really are more of a sonic screwdriver guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only time it's ever used as any kind of weapon is to like when he's fighting some kind of a artificial life form robot or whatever. Peter?
I was going to say nanotechnology is the one that really I feel like is going to, like, if it bears out the way that the movies have it bear out, it's going to be amazing. It's going to do lots of medical things for you automatically. You've got some, online, some nanobots tracking you inside and out and, testing connections and the logging, amount of logging that it would take to actively use that would be amazing. But still, I think it would be fun to have sort of install repairs, break a bone. Nope, just kidding. You didn't. It's already back and healed. The nanobots are holding it together. And just all of I will say that I don't know if it's the 2000 tropes after that, but everything coming from nowhere, either through nanobots or some sort of Iron Man unfolding magical thing, or that it all basically comes down to we need small things that become large things magically or quickly. And maybe nanobots will do that in real life. Maybe.
Yeah, so that could be the real world version of the light cycle, where you just have the handlebar and the rest of the motorcycle comes out.
Or, maybe they're constantly moving in streams on the road or something like that. And you just bring the nanobot, calling card which is the handlebars, and up they come and build everything.
I want
cool
that.
stuff.
It would be helpful if my car could reconfigure itself, because I need it to be a pickup like 2% of the time.
Right.
And I need it to be a comfortable passenger vehicle the entire rest of the time.
Or even a smaller, fuel efficient vehicle, right? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm driving into work. I really would love to get 50 miles to the gallon right now.
Technically, I do that, but it's very slow and pedantic, where I have to take my load bars out of the garage and put them on, which are extremely fuel inefficient and make a lot of noise to bring the plywood home, and then unscrew them again.
Just call me. I got to pick up. I'll be out for money. Yeah. Force fields are cool.
Oh yeah.
Those yet?
Yeah.
In a way, not the Star Trek version, I don't think, but there's like weird things you can do with sound that make an area like almost unbearable to be in, I think.
Just screaming.
How many different? You said not the Star Trek ones. What are the different kinds of force fields, and how do they compare with each other?
Because there's the Star Trek version where it's like it's like an invisible wall almost, right? But even then, it's not internal. Even then, it's not internally consistent, because in like the reboot movies, there's a part where they've got a character in a jail cell, and there's a force field, but there's like a hole. They have like a hole, like a portable hole that they can move around and resize in it, where it acts more like a physical barrier instead of like an energy barrier.
Dune has some pretty cool force shields.
Yeah.
Those are fun, because like if you like blow up the ship inside the field, they like explode in the shape of the force field. And then but then the shield fails, and then it like then the explosion escapes. So but I think you're talking about like the personal ones, right? Where it's
the personal ones,
where like
those are cool.
Yeah, I think they're like if like a bullet wouldn't penetrate because it moves too quickly.
Right.
But I think the whole thing of like that nobody uses lasers because like it like reflects that back at you or something like that. So it's super dangerous for the
slow blade to penetrate the shields. The slow blade. Yeah. Then there's like the full like whole city force, like the Wakanda force field protecting the entire city and hiding it. That'd be kind of cool. I wish I had that when Google Maps was driving around. I could have hid my house, and they'll never find me. We kind of have tricorders in a way. We have our phones.
Those are totally tricorders.
Yeah, and it seems like every time a new smartwatch comes out, it can detect some other health problem with you.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to wear mine. What I don't understand on Star Trek is how everything they do is on a pad. Like it's a one-trick pony. So they have all these pads laying around for stuff. It's like, what about just one iPad? Why do we need all these other things?
That is the fun quirk of them projecting like people who work on tablets, which makes sense. They got that part right, but I agree. Like if somebody's like been pulling an all-nighter, they'll show them like at the bar with a table strewn with tablets, and maybe that and they are in a like post what would be the right phrase, where like nobody wants for anything. There's enough energy and resources to go around, and so maybe in that sort of society you just have 28 iPads because it's no big deal.
They're super specialized.
Right. Yeah, this one has this one has your employee reports on it. This one has it's all the department heads are submitting the iPad.
This is my calculator. that doesn't run on these other ones.
So will the Bacta tank heal my arthritis? Do you know what that is? The healing tank from Empire Strikes Back.
There's something like that in Dune also, just like a big tank of snot.
Apparently, we're going to be
Yeah.
submerged in stuff to be healed in the future.
It's the only way. In goo, your healing goo is ready.
And sometimes, sometimes the fiction is that you have to have a respirator in the goo, and sometimes you just breathe the goo. It's no big deal.
What was that movie, The Abyss, where they had that oxygenated like
that? Yeah, okay.
slime.
So
That's
That's
real.
real though.
we haven't,
Okay.
That
we
exists.
haven't got there yet, but that's the
No. That's real stuff.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
it
know, but
exists.
I get that. But I'm saying if we get to the tech that I don't want to exist, I do not want. So if it already exists, that makes me sad.
Well,
You don't want to breathe the water?
It's useful
No.
at extreme depths.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll just choose
The
to go to
replicator-
extreme
Horrible, though.
depths.
I want a replicator in my office.
That
a
was
food
yeah. So
replicator.
in my list, that was my A number one. Like just I'm living a normal life. Practical sci-fi thing is having a replicator, and the subtle thing with it is it does the dishes too. Like because when it makes
Yeah.
you a bowl of soup, it's in a bowl, and you just stick
Right.
the empty bowl back in, and it makes it go away. It's great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Growing up, that was my grandma. Like
Okay.
she just give you food, and then you'd give her the dishes and go back to watching TV. And later on, you play Yahtzee. It was fun.
Pretty close to the replicator. I thought the transporter, that would be bee's
That
knees.
scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, which is I think they're at least in the Star Trek universe they're related. They're like one's based on the other. Like I think technically the replicator is a teleporter that just manifests things instead of copy things.
The idea of, because I look at it like it's destroying you and recreating you in a different place. So it's a copy of you and you are gone. And if there was a heaven, like, and you get up there, there'd be like 5,000 of you because you were a ship's captain.
Yeah,
That'd
just
be
all
intolerable. That's too much Kirk.
bunch of Kyle Balkers, all with different middle names.
I don't think we get along. I really don't.
So I was watching the plot of like a horror video game where that's the universe they live in is they can copy your existence into a robot, and so there's a bunch of robots crawling around that think that they're human. They don't realize that they've been put into a robot body. Like it's part of the like host environment is that it overrides it, makes you think that you're still a human. But through the course of the game, Kyle, like you're talking about, like you have to copy yourself to other bodies to make stuff happen. And and then the big twist at the end of the game is, oh, we're gonna copy ourselves onto the ship, and it'll be like heaven inside the ship, and it'll launch off into space and get off like the broken Earth. But you were the bad copy. You were the copy that got left behind, and so you copy yourself, and then you're just stuck there. And the other copy of you gets good to go to heaven, and not you. And so you just get to like live forever on the broken Earth with nobody to talk to. So yeah, maybe the transporter is not a good idea.
Peter, holodeck.
Holodeck.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same technology just repurposed into a different thing, where you're building people out of electrons and other particles, and they just happen to be, Sigmund Freud or whoever you want to build, Moriarty.
See, it's a combination of different technologies. You've got your shield and hard light, like, so you can actually interact and all of that. And then apparently you can just walk around with a little emitter, like the Doctor on Voyager.
Right.
Hollow people.
The mobile emitter.
Yeah. But I mean, that'd be cool. Like, if it's completely real, if the experience is like real life, when you go in there, you never have to go anywhere. I mean, you could go anywhere you want, like without leaving your house or whatever.
And in the context of the show, it's really useful because they're stuck on a ship in the middle of nowhere. You know?
Yeah.
I know our audio listeners can't tell, but it feels like that's where Paul is right now. It looks like you're on the holodeck, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks really nice where you're at. You're outside. That's not a fake background.
Yeah, this is
It's
real.
a little warm. A little warm.
It's not
All
too
right.
bad. It's 80 degrees, but we don't normally say this. This is a dry heat.
So in the Matrix and Johnny Mnemonic, they got the neural jack where they plug stuff into their head. And you got Elon Musk's Neuralink happening, which is changing the lives of people with disabilities, being able to control a computer with your mind. Would you get a neural jack installed?
I would definitely not get a beta nor a 1.0 neural jack installed.
One that came off the factory floor on late on a Friday afternoon.
Nope.
No, not the Elon Musk one. Maybe if we guys down the street at Boston Scientific come up with one, get FDA approval. We see a clear track record of it helping people. Yeah, I'd consider it if I were in a position where I needed some help. But holy cow, it's taking a lot of risks putting that medical appliance in your head.
I don't want the Neuralink to be put in a dolphin or an animal and then give it the ability to speak and communicate, because I think that they would have a lot to say. They have a list like, hey, buddy, we're going to have to sit down and have a talk. I think they're way smarter than we think they are.
That's the thing, is like, especially with pets, like I understand my cats just fine, but it's not dinner time yet. So
realize how little they care about you and how much they care about food.
Right. It is easy. Like, yeah, what my wife's cat, like, she'll come down and love on me, but she just wants me to get up and let her outside. That's what she's communicating, right? It has nothing to do with my benefit.
So there's, in all these sci-fi shows and movies, there's always like a couple problems that have to be solved. One is travel. You got to be able to get across the galaxy in 5 seconds. The other one is communication. So we're not at the travel yet. I mean, there's that Hyperloop thing. That's a new form of travel. I don't know how that's going to go.
I do.
Are you just asking me to dunk on Elon again?
Yeah.
Riding a Tesla at 20 miles per hour in a narrow
words.
tunnel.
Is that
supposed to go?
is that meant to be his implementation of the Hyperloop?
That's what they call it, but it's not like a pneumatic tube they were pitching.
No, they suck all the oxygen out, create a vacuum, and then have like a super train.
Yeah, so
I think that's pretty much dead. Like, the companies that were investing in it, they're all
you only think it's dead.
Yeah, I love to see the 100 mile long metal tube and have expansion joints because it goes through the desert, and be able to hold a vacuum all at the same time. Like, it's just an impossible set of requirements to overcome.
I mean, but they did pneumatic subways back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, right?
Sure, but it was I assume it was underground though, right?
Right. But actual air moving the car and everything like that. So it was tried, and you'll notice that there are 0 of them still running.
Yeah. Well, they had them at banks, but I was too big to ride in those.
Yeah. That's right.
But that's the thing. There's always a problem of scale. Things scale
Well,
differently.
Yeah. Apparently, in my family, we're anti pneumatic tubes because the last time we had a run in with one, they sent an order for my wife's pain meds after she gave birth, and someone put it in the tube, and it ended up not where it was supposed to go.
Oh no!
But they can't just write another script for
You can't have pain medication scripts just laying out there and for
No,
anyone to pick up.
No, that part's bad, but then because it's shoot, I'm forgetting the word. It's a narcotic, right?
Right.
They can't just write her another script because they already wrote her one, and so she just didn't have pain meds then. It was wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the resolution. Nice.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
You
They're
send
like,
it through
they're like
and
our
it
hands
ends
are
up in the
tied. That's all
bank.
we can do.
So I think droids are coming. It's like, or robots or whatever. I mean, we have the robots. Those robot dogs scare the hell out of me. They're just too heavy and powerful.
That's because they're not doing your chore cult duties. If they were doing your chore cult duties, you'd be all about the robot dog.
Well, and they're not cuddly. Come on.
Yeah, our dog's cuddly though, because I've never been a dog owner, but
Exhibit A.
is he cuddly? They often seem bony.
Paul is presenting his pug to the camera. What's that little dog's name?
That's Orlando.
He
is, yeah. Tell me this isn't just all made to cuddle.
I mean, if you go to Wikipedia and you look up pug, that's where you're going to find a picture of Orlando right there. He is like the de facto pug standard right there.
I would like Captain America's shield.
For what?
You specifically want that?
Just to have it.
That thing, or just that, or the material, the vibranium.
Well, that's another thing. Like it does everything. Deus ex machina material.
Mm-hmm. The unobtainiums of the world.
Yeah, exactly. But anything like that would be, awesome. But the shield, I just like that.
Yeah, because if I could apply it to more practical things, like if I could have a roof made out of vibranium and I never have to replace it, I'm in.
It'd still be a 30-year shingle.
Yeah,
There'd be a reason.
You'd still have the storm chasers coming by, taking a look at it, and telling you,
man,
only got a couple of years left on it.
That's right. That's the one trade that's immune to my no soliciting sign for some reason. Is they'll even point out that I have it when they initiate the conversation, and then just keep talking.
I had one of them get lippy with me. It did not go well for them.
They didn't sell you a roof?
No. I did the old man get off my lawn.
Hardly anybody a roof.
Because they tell you
sell
that
their insurance company the roof.
Pull up the hose.
Exactly. I was gonna say that's the trick, is the scammy companies that are willing to submit or claim on anything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to choose not to go too deep into that one.
Yeah,
I think we've all had our fair share of experiences with companies that may or may not be 100% ethical. We are doing this for the good of our customers.
That's right.
Look, Kyle, and I propose one that's because we're talking about some pretty fantastical tech, but I got one that's way more mundane, but I don't know if it'd be a good thing or not. Is that Mattel hoverboard from Back to the Future?
Oh yeah,
that would be cool.
Which has always seemed like a good time.
There's always like a weight limit on stuff. So yeah, you have a hoverboard. I have a board.
You could probably tape two of them together, right?
You just need the
standing
shark
on the ground.
The big shark one that Biff has.
Yeah, it's like those skydiving simulators, or as I call it, laying on a fan. Yeah, the Spider-Man's web shooters I think would be cool, but there's no way I'm gonna be swinging around. We just don't have the buildings.
Yeah, I think it feels like that's only practical if you're invincible, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about superheroes and rooftops.
Well,
It's like there's a skyway. Come on, there's a skyway. Just use
I
it.
want to know why all of them seem to be able to just fall off a roof onto the road and be just fine.
Oh yeah. I like the if I touch my ear, I can communicate with anybody anywhere, no matter how loud it is where I'm at, and talk to them just like we're in the same room.
Now that would be cool. I could use
Yeah.
one of those. That would be nice. Just kind of picture or imagine who you want to talk to and communicate. Plug one ear, have it happen.
We kind of had that sort of in my family because my father is amazing at forgetting his cell phone places, and so he'd often leave it at work. And then he was supposed to come help me with something, and he forgot. And it turns out because we both had Alexa devices, I could just force my way into his living room.
Nice.
By like opening a communications channel to his Alexa device and just talk to him in his living room.
Just drop into his
cool.
Alexa and it'd be no problem, right?
Yeah, it was actually really helpful in that exact circumstance, but that's the closest I've come to experiencing what you're describing.
This might just be me, but there's a technology, and I think it's possible. Yeah, you guys have seen maybe the cop shows where they got the computer specialist and they've got a set of prints and they want to find out who they belong to. And the computer does the most amazing thing. It shows you a whole bunch of people they don't belong to,
Right.
while the computer's looking for the person they do belong to.
It just keeps
might just-
flipping through.
Yeah, you know, it'll show it real fast, like to communicate. The computer's really powerful. I think this is kind of a requirements thing, but I think we can do that. I'd like to see that.
So I think if I understand how large language models work, that's more or less what's happening behind the scenes. Is it's coming up with a million wrong answers before it comes up with the best answer. Is you just wanted to show you all that all the like the worst of the worst along the way.
There you go. Yeah. Like, hey, you may not be happy with the final answer I give you. Let me show you all the garbage I didn't show you.
Yeah. Yeah. Be proud. Be happy with what you got because it could have been this instead.
Look at how bad I can do.
Or do you have like a Google search result where it just starts you on the last page? You have to work your way backwards.
Works it forward. Yeah.
Get really good at typing queries though, because you'd be like, all right, I need this one to be 7 pages and only 7 pages, not 14 million.
All right. Inception, dream sharing.
No. Oh
No.
Well, so we could correlate this to the grid too in Tron because when you're in the grid, because you can come and go, right? Like you're like digitize as a USB, then you can leave through the exit. But same thing in Inception, but when you're in the dream world or you're in the grid, time, like you get more time. So like if you your kid's going to be home from school in an hour and you got a whole work day of work to do, you could still cram that into an hour, right? That part of it seems incredibly useful.
Yeah. Or you could outsource it to, a grid within the grid.
Yeah.
And you could goof off for the whole day while the, inner grid does the work.
That is a part of the horror part of Inception is that they go like 4 levels down and they're immortal when they're down that many levels because it's like it compounds the time effect.
I want that satellite thing that took Picard and he lived an entire lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So to him, he lived this whole life, and then it finished, and he was back where he was. But with all that time that had passed, and memories and all of that stuff.
So the problem with that whole circumstance is that they just let him continue being the captain of the Enterprise the next day. Like, I'm pretty sure in real life that there'd be a lot of therapy needed for that circumstance, and it wasn't just like a thing and then he forgot it all like a dream because it's a whole plot point that he still remembers how to play the flute from the life he lived.
And he wasn't out buying stocks the moment he snapped to. He didn't like start picking up
Oh,
Apple.
yeah. His other life happened in the past.
Oh,
Because the whole idea was that it was like it let him experience a life on this planet that's dead. So it was their way of like sharing their culture.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Some kind of beacon.
I don't want a
okay.
past that I can't learn from.
So let's talk about Primer, which is a movie that not many people have probably seen, which involves a very limited time machine where it travels like backwards at real time, right? So if you want to go back a day, you have to sit in there for a day. And so the scope of it, and you can't go back to before it like existed. And so the scheme in the movie is, they like Peter, you were saying, is they'll go sit in a hotel room and just watch the stock market, figure out what to buy, but they'll be isolated in that hotel room where they don't make contact with anybody. They get their cell phones off and all that, and then they hop in their time machine and go back a day, so they're re-experiencing that same day, and then they'll buy that stock. But then they can just go about their normal lives because contacting people or whatever, so they don't have to like deal with the paradox of like running into themselves and influencing themselves in that loop or whatever. But
kind of the very similar to Tenet.
Where people are traveling backwards, in real time, right?
Yeah. They have to like hide in a truck for 3 days so that they can
right.
So they don't have to interact with anybody. That's just weird.
And then just pop out at the exact right moment.
Yeah, trying to understand that movie is odd. The cool thing though is that Kenneth Branagh learned to talk backwards.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the action scenes I think were shot, where there's just people are acting backwards.
Yeah,
to make it convincing, because they have people going forwards and backwards in the same shot, and instead of like compositing them together, they just acted it out.
Yeah, it's amazing. Very it was mostly practical effects.
That sounds cool, but not very useful to me because I don't want to travel back in real time to the time where Apple stock takes off or Tesla stock takes off. I want to travel instantaneously back to a spot, find out the answer, make the purchase, set up the bank account, whatever it takes.
All right. Well, I've got the rundown on good time machines for y'all, so you can pick. So like we're on the showroom floor here.
Yeah.
You want the phone booth from Bill and Ted, which I think is limited where it travels back in time, but it's in I don't know if it moves though. I think it's like in the same place, even though it kind of portrayed it as just showing up in random places in the past.
I don't think you can get to Germany.
Though. Yeah, because he goes to Waterloo, he goes to Mongolia, Greece.
So it's it seems pretty useful, but it's size limit. Like you can fit 2 people in there max.
Well, and given the longevity of like phone booths, what were they, like 50s to 2010? Like there's a very short period of time where it doesn't stand out, right?
Yeah. So but then later we got the TARDIS, which can just fly around and is real big inside, so you can bring your whole family with, which is nice. But it seems really like fussy. Like sometimes it just doesn't take you where you want to go.
And you want a working chameleon circuit so that it doesn't always look like a police box. You can make it look like a stick or whatever.
Right. Yep.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yep.
That technology would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like I need more places to store stuff, so I could if I could store,
Need less stuff to store. That's the answer.
Non-Euclidean container.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Bag of holding.
+5 bag of holding. Yeah.
So we got next one we got the time machine from Time Machine, which I think that one doesn't move. It's just a big.
That one does not move.
That's just a weird like.
But I kind of like
exercise bike or thing.
Yeah, but I kind of like the way it controls though, where you just pull back to go back and push forward to go forward, and it you can go at different speeds. Like that's pretty handy because you can like kind of scrub your way to where you're looking for instead of having to like punch it in advance. Because I don't know the exact moment I'm looking for. It'd be nice to kind of like dial it in when you get there.
Yeah. Oh, more locks. Nope. Get out of here.
Yep. And then
go back.
And then finally we got the flux capacitor, which has the weird like having to go set, what was it, 70 miles an hour
88
or whatever.
miles an hour, man.
88. Thank you.
You gotta get that 1.21 gigawatts power. I like the Mr. Fusion. You know,
Yeah,
where you just throw
some
garbage in
there.
it.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I think fusion power is going to be amazing when it happens at scale.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we have fusion, working fusion, that produces more power than it consumes, but it consumes a lot and produces a little.
Right.
So it's like it's producing a lot, but only a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if that's what it takes to get the second wave of nuclear power, because right now everyone just seems afraid of it. So we're like going backwards. We're like going backwards.
Only because of all the accidents. I think if the accidents hadn't happened, we wouldn't be as afraid.
Well, but that's
if they understood the accidents.
That's the thing, though. If you compare, like, because they like you can get charts that are the number of casualties per like gigawatt on different energy sources, and nuclear from that measure of like people getting harmed, it still is the safest option because like coal is terrible. Like people just die constantly, like mining the coal.
Right.
And transporting it and all that.
Coal is tough.
How about solar though? Solar seems pretty hard to harm someone.
Yeah, I mean you still gotta mine a lot of raw materials to make the panels, but I agree. It does feel like it's getting to a breaking point here where it makes more sense than most things. And especially in some regions, obviously, like if you're in a desert area, like it's incredible, right? Like the amount, it's not that it's more or less efficient as much as just you get more in a fixed time period, right, out of it.
Right.
Well, and it's really unreliable. I mean, what's with the sun? It's like you're up in Alaska. It's like, oh, great, it's all the time. It's we got the best power ever, and then it's gone. And the vampires come out.
Only you could plan for it.
If we could make,
it took to go around the sun.
Someone could make the solar panel. If we could make a lunar panel, then we'd have it all covered, right?
Yeah. It's still light, even if it's bouncing off the moon. So you're just not. They used to have the solar calculators that worked inside.
Yeah, I got one. I think on the shelf behind me somewhere. I can't spot it, but I kept it because they had the TI, like we all like the TI-81 and the TI-85 or whatever. It was this little tiny like pocket calculator that was like the TI-401 or something. It's like, well, this one's way more advanced. It's got a bigger number.
And right when you're about to do some serious math, the power goes out. And you're like, man. So all the flying cars in some of these movies, like Fifth Element, and Blade Runner, and all the Star Trek movies or Wars movies, the prequels,
and at the end of Back to the Future, at some point there, it just suddenly started to fly.
Yeah, like we're getting kind of close to these drone vehicles. They're just giant quadcopters, and again, for me, it's just sitting on 4 fans.
But anybody that's flown a quadcopter themselves knows that it gets stuck in trees and crashes and does other things unexpectedly. Sudden gust of wind, and all of a sudden you're 20 feet to the south, and I like the idea of them. Maybe quadcopters at 2 feet off the ground or 1 foot off the ground, right?
Yeah.
Like
hovercraft.
Let's not have the sudden influence of gravity be a complete as big a problem as it could be, right?
My take has always been like people can barely manage cars where they only go one way, right? They go forward in exactly one dimension.
Yeah.
and that's pretty challenging. So yeah, when you suddenly expand that to like having to go like 6 directions, you have 6 dimensions to deal with. It seems impossible.
I think
I
we
think I could pull
need
it off.
better driver's education. Probably need to
Yeah.
overhaul the traffic laws.
You say that, but I had an in-law come to my house and they'd started putting roundabouts in their community, and her big complaint was, when is somebody from the government going to come and teach me how to use the roundabout?
Yeah, they need roundabout class. They need zipper merge class. They need stay in the same lane because lane switching is what backs up all the traffic class. Defensive driving.
Actually, be more specific, stay in the right lane class.
Yeah. Yep. Texas is the best state for people letting you pass. They will drive off the road into the ditch
To make sure you can get
if
by.
it means letting you by. I'm no lie. I mean, they're awesome at it. We up here are not.
Wisconsin has laws, though, don't they?
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
It's a lawless wasteland, post-apocalyptic.
You have to drive in somebody's blind spot when you're traveling on a highway.
Yeah.
Happens more to me in Wisconsin than anywhere else.
I just slow down. Like, what are you doing? Get out of my blind spot.
Well, we've been talking about all the stuff that we want from sci-fi, but what are the things that people don't want? Because I think like there's like one whole universe I could pick on is the Terminator universe. I want like absolutely nothing that happens in that world to be real.
Keep all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it.
Humanoid robots, I think, should not exist. Should never exist.
Should not be strong. They should be weak. Like they should be strong. 50 pounds. Yeah. They should be able to lift 50 pounds. Do chores, all that kind of stuff. But if they got in a scrap with you, no chance.
Yeah, there is something to that, because that's how I decide what animals I would consider as pets. Is if it comes down, if all the communication breaks down, we're not on the same page anymore, and we're just going to go to fisticuffs. I want to know that I'm going to win that battle. And so yeah, I agree, Kyle. I don't want to like get in a physical altercation with my dishwasher robot and have it win. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
It gets the tough stuff off the dishes real easy.
Throwing plates and knives at you, Tupperware. Yeah, the robot assistant thing, like, it started with Roombas and then it just got out of hand. But I would get one.
Have we gone beyond Roombas yet?
Not for kids. The lawnmowers. So it's basically the same thing, but outside.
That's a deadlier Roomba.
Yeah. Anything with whirling blades of death, I would avoid.
And snow blowers too, right? Whirling blades on a robot that goes back and forth. And I think snowblowers they do.
Like,
and I think snowblowers, I think snowblowers are worse because like a mower you can put a bumper on and stop. I'm not sure that what you do with a snowblower with all that snow flying around and everything like that. I'm not sure where the safety comes in. I assume that the people selling them have done some research and care was taken, but
yeah, that's got to be a tough one because, like, what does it use to orient itself? Right?
Fresh. Because you're going to send it out there after a fresh snowfall, and that's like very disorienting.
Right. Figure out where your driveway is.
And then you've got the density of the snow. What if it's super heavy snow? Like, no.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the end state test for like robots having human intuition. Is that over the years I've had neighbors who all had skid steers, and when we get like a crazy snowfall, they'll get out there and start just plowing other people's driveways without being asked. And I have a very bizarrely shaped driveway, but somehow they just either they've memorized every driveway on the block, or there's some crazy intuition that these people all have about exactly what's going on underneath the snow, because they're always managed to get it perfectly without damaging my lawn.
Wow.
Yeah, I had my snow removal people tear up so much of my lawn. Like they couldn't find the sidewalk, so they just decided where it was, and they were wrong.
It's about here, 4 feet in,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
not.
and then they had like one of those heavy steel ice chipper breaker things, and used it on my steps and cracked. Like I have to like redo my concrete steps because they like I don't know. I didn't go after him though. I'll take care of it.
Yep. That's the siren song of the homeowner is, I guess I'll deal with it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You know?
You're gonna deal with it. That's what you're gonna do.
That's right.
I'm gonna deal with it, yeah. Next year. Next year. Next year. Artificial gravity, all that stuff for space. I just can't believe that they can catch a rocket. Like now, those reusable booster rockets.
Yeah, because
That's
I think the best way to like experience how challenging that is like to go on like Google Maps and zoom out all the way to space, and like you zoom back into like a specific point that it needs to get to, like the amount of compute and planning and all that goes into it knowing the speeds that it's going, and yeah, getting to that exact point, because there's no margin for error on that system.
Oh, there's
right?
a little margin, a little bit.
That's why they have
couple
the
of
arms
feet.
to catch it, because there's a tiny margin when it's about to hit the ground. That's why they have that like arms that reach out and gently catch it like it's a
Right.
child you tossed up in the air.
And the scale is like, oh, you're watching the video, you're watching like a water bottle get caught or whatever. But then you look at the photos of like people standing next to that rocket, and it's a building,
Right.
Yeah, 20 stories high.
Yeah.
I don't know how. That's the freaky thing, is the level of brain power that went into all that is frightening. It's like, what can't these people do?
Yeah, I heard Elon Musk did it personally.
All
did
the
he tell you
stuff.
that?
Like the first Tesla he whittled. Just
out
on his porch.
of a log. Yeah.
Yep. It's amazing. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Any parting thoughts we want to throw out there? Now is the time. Peter.
Oh yeah, Peter. Peter, go.
All right, the 3 laws of robotics. They exist. People know them. Ought to be fairly simple. Done.
And what are they?
Do you want me to look them up? Because I will.
No, I want you to do it
Do
from
not harm
memory.
humans. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then unless you have to harm, unless it means you don't have to harm humans, don't harm yourself either.
Right.
You were expensive.
Don't harm humans.
A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human to come to harm. A robot must obey the orders given to it by a human being, except where such orders conflict with the first law. And then a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second laws. I mean, it's really straightforward.
Yeah. Okay, Roomba. Come on. These are the laws you must follow. And I stubbed my toe.
Apparently they don't understand how much harm they cause by driving over pet feces and spreading it throughout the entire level.
Asimov's laws are good, but I like this IBM version.
Oh, there you go.
Computer can never be held accountable.
Yeah, computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision, and it's very apt for our current driverless cars. It really comes down to who takes the blame, right, when somebody gets injured.
Right.
I saw a video of some cops pulling one over, and there was nobody in it.
Right. So then, yeah, it was.
It's like,
What do you do?
okay,
Just
but
throw it?
there's monitoring, so they got the voice from like somebody that was in the at the main headquarters in their monitoring station. License and registration. Can I mail it to you? We're kind of far away. Yeah, like who, if it breaks the law, and no one was driving it, they got to figure that out.
Or
It's
if it
always the
hurts
case
somebody.
with new tech. It's always the case that you're going to be behind and have to figure things out on the way. They're never going to get it right the first time and be completely ready for when the stuff happens.
Yeah, and in current state is Texas is like, figure it out here.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Paul, any
destroy
parting
property,
thoughts?
kill people. Oh, we need better laws, better lawyers.
Is that your parting thought? Better laws, better
Yeah,
lawyers.
I mean, all this technology can be helped through laws and lawyers.
I think that we need to protect people that are not the super geniuses making all this stuff. I think there needs to be, some protection for folks that are not technical and like just kind of buy into the self-driving car, and like you get some of that where they just go with it. Yeah, the new tech, and then you got the people that never go with it because it's the new tech. Like, and then the fear with like nuclear stuff like that. It's like they got to do more education and the statistics and what really happened with some of these accidents and why. And it's not as bad as you think. It's not all Chernobyl. It's not all the elephant's foot.
To Paul's point, it is interesting the difference in the way it's communicated in the marketing versus what these companies say in court.
Oh yeah.
There we are. I think with that we can shut her down and say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Solution Design Group is a digital product consultancy in Minneapolis. Check us out on the web at solutiondesign.com or look for us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Solution Design Group.